Hey guys, so I was originally not going to do a video on this. I was just going to try to get it done, and then I started thinking, maybe this would be good to do a video on. And doing a video on something usually makes the project take a little bit longer, but this one will probably be good for some of you guys. So what we'll be working on is... This is a 560 diesel Farmall, International, whatever. Blown head gasket. I did a compression test on it through the glow plug holes there. And I got 2 cylinders that have about 50 to 60 psi between the two of them. The rest is 300 plus, which is about what you want. So it's those two right there that have the really low compression. So got to pull head off, do a head gasket, and I kind of already started. You didn't miss a whole lot though. Just took the tin off, and then that support that went across the top of the tank for the tin, and I drained the fuel out. Got quite a bit more than I was hoping. I think my fuel gauge is off. But so now I think we're ready to pull the tank. Got to pull the fuel bowl off the bottom. Don't want to hurt that at all once I pull the tank off. But so yeah, we'll go from there. Alright, so this is all I got left, and I drained all the fuel that I can out of it. The petcock is loose. There's still fuel here. I'm probably going to take this off a little bit. Might come out of there, but I think I'm going to actually have to tighten up my petcock so it doesn't hit my return line. Definitely some crap up in there, huh? Alright, next we'll get the return line off. Oh yeah, I unhooked the batteries already as well. One thing you're going to want to make sure you do. Yeah, there must have been a lot of crapola in that tank. Alright, now it's time to pull the tank, I think. I got the sending unit from the top already unhooked. Batteries are already unhooked. I got the bolts taken out around the sides that hold the fuel tank in place. Easier with another person, but do what you can with what you got. Oh, that must be the support. Oh yeah! So the next thing that's got to go once you get your tank out is this support piece that holds the fuel tank. Oh yeah, so when I pulled that support that went across for the sheet metal, there was the air cleaner. So that's the air cleaner right there. It comes up, goes in here, over to the intake. There's a pipe, I pulled that off as well. Forgot to mention that. But, yeah, so we got to pull this support right here, because that's kind of in the way. Alright, so after looking at this support here, there's 4 bolts that hold it in place. But this bracket also holds the batteries, so we got to pull the batteries off, and then those bolts, and I think this will come out. Try some of that. There's some roll pins down here that look like they haven't been moved in 50 years, so I figured I would just try hitting this out with the air hammer. I didn't get that on camera, but I'm just snapping right off because that thing was stuck. But now that I got that free, this whole thing moves. And I think, let's see here, there is some wires that I need to pull through here, and I need to get this thermostat wire is wrapped around here. That needs to come off, so that way I can pull this frame off without ripping anything apart. So we need to drain the coolant. There's the petcock right there. Why is nothing coming out? Alright, so I got a 5/8 here. We're just gonna loosen that up. Nope, maybe not. There we go. You want to be very careful with this that you don't twist the tube. It's a capillary tube with a gas that's filled in there, and that's how your heat gauge works. If you kink this line, it's a copper tube, and if it gets kinked and the air gets out, or the gas that's in the tube, your gauge will not work anymore. And we got to get these wires disconnected for the alternator. So alright, so here we got oil pressure line. I want to pull this off, but I don't want to have to be messing with the steering and the throttle rod, if possible. So we'll try to pull it and just kind of swing it off to the side. If it's not possible, we'll have to pull the throttle rod, which we'll have to get the torch out because she don't want to come out. Dang it. So I'm just going to try this. I don't know if it'll work, but got a ratchet strap up into the one of the rafters, and maybe I could just strap this up enough to get it out of the way so I don't have to pull my steering. Alright, that might actually work. There we go. Belt off. This tool right here, super awesome for pulling hoses. You can get it kind of underneath the hose and work your way around and kind of break the seal between the rubber and the metal. That'll kind of get stuck, bond to each other over time. And this tool is just great for pulling hoses. Look at that. Wham bam. Thank you, ma'am. Alright, now we're going to have to remove the fan. Wrong way. So I'm just going to loosen up the bracket on the alternator. Alright, so now on this side of the engine we got to pull the injector lines and the fuel filter, not all fuel lines, filter, all that's all bolted up as one piece. Alright, now we got to pull the injection lines. Learn from my mistakes. I should have taken compressed air and blown all the crap off of here so I don't contaminate my fuel system. Whoops. Alright, so we removed the fuel system and or the fuel lines, not the whole thing. Anyways, now we're going to pull off this bracket here which holds the fuel filter housing. I know this is not the original fuel filter. This is just what the previous owner did. Got rid of the canisters and put in a John Deere glass filter. Oh, that is tight. Ooh, yeah. So there's a bracket, holds the throttle rod. I'll have to get that off this so we can pull the bracket off. Alright, got that off. Alright, now we're going to pull the valve cover. So we'll just rip that off. Get a baggie for them. Alright, next we're going to be pulling these exhaust manifold bolts. Alright, now we're going to pull off the intake. Alright, after you get all your bolts out, it might be stuck like this one, so you just take a dead blow. There we go. Oh, yeah. Alright, so next we're going to be loosening the tension on the rocker arms, and then that way, once they're not under pressure, we can start pulling the head bolts, I think. Alright, so we're gonna take the head bolts off now. That's just a 3/4. Alright, so I forgot to take out the water line here for the going up to the thermostat housing. Alright, now we're going to pull these bolts. You don't want to reuse these bolts. You do want to probably reuse these spacers, but the bolts get stretched and then they could stretch. And if they do, they're no good. From what I hear, cat bolts are the best to replace when you're doing these, so probably get some cat bolts ordered for the right correct length for what I need. Alright, got all the bolts removed. Now we can pull the rocker arm assembly off. You're going to be very careful when you pull it off. If you drop it, it could crack and break, and so you just want to be very careful. And for the bolt, I'm just using some 3/8, or yeah, I think they're 3/8 bolts. So we're just gonna pull up a little bit, just get some tension on it. Alright, so here's the head gasket. Just a quick check over. My suspicions are correct. It blew across between the two cylinders there. That's why it was popping out the exhaust and all that good stuff. Well, now I guess we'll pull this off and clean up the head and start working on getting this thing back to operational. If you like this video, please like and subscribe.